We are the Hollywood Paranormal Detectives.
Did you see that picture? That location is Nevada State Prison. Do you see the hat that this guy's wearing? That's from Nevada State Prison. You see this shirt? That's from Nevada State Prison. And let me give you a guess on who our guests are this week. Nevada State Prison Paranormal. Me and the Bry Man and the Crazy Mandy Maisie just went up there a few weeks ago, a month ago, and it changed our paranormal lives. The Bry Man is feeling a little under the weather tonight, but as always, Crazy Mandy Maisie. I shouldn't call you crazy. Mandy.
No, I'm crazy. It's okay.
Mandy, where's your hat? Where's your shirt? Where's all your gear? You got ghosts. That's fine.
That's what you got today.
Let me go ahead and bring them on so we can have so much fun, people. If you think you've been somewhere haunted, you've never been to Nevada State Prison. Welcome, Nevada State Prison Paranormal.
Aloha, cupcakes.
Hey, thank
Aloha.
you.
Hi, guys.
Yay! I'm so
you
excited.
are there right now.
We are here.
And we have someone
And
investigating.
something is sitting over Susan right now.
Something's right here with me.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
I feel it. It's been crazy tonight. We walked the property before these investigators went out, and something is following us all over. It's crazy.
Oh man.
God.
I knew you'd feel
God.
it.
Yeah, no, I can see it too. It's just hanging out right behind you. Got eyes and everything.
What do you describe to me what you see, Mandy?
Right now, I honestly just see a blob.
Is
That's
it the blob?
the blobby thing.
We'll get into the blob later
It's got
because we
eyes.
met
It's like
the
a
blob.
blobby.
He has his own stories.
We
That's
went
crazy.
there. When did we go? May?
We are in May.
When did we go? March?
March.
What year did we go? 1805? We went there. I've been to a lot of locations. Mandy's been to a lot of locations. Let's think of locations we've both been to. We've both been to places like Waverly.
Yeah.
I know I've been to Eastern State. I've been to Mansfield. I've been to the amazing Preston Castle. I've been to so many big spots. There is something different about Nevada State Prison.
Yeah, 1000%.
It's because of the awesome snacks we have.
And the next thing I was going to say,
Exactly.
the level of snacks at Nevada State Prison exceeds everywhere. Except for a haunted McDonald's I found in Kentucky. It was pretty good. Sorry.
Oh, wow. The fries. Ghost.
Haunted fries. Now, if you could describe to someone that's never been there, tell me a little bit about a short history of how long has it been there, why is it closed, and just a quick history on, tell us about Nevada State Prison.
Okay, well, in the 1800s, before 1862, this was Warm Springs Hotel.
Oh.
So what happened was the legislature came into the Warm Springs Hotel to have a party, and they destroyed the hotel. So the state decided they want to buy the hotel for $80,000,
Wow.
and that was just the hotel and the springs. So when they ended up buying it, they ended up putting jail cells, in the hotel. Now it's a jail place. Well, it burnt down. The foundation we're using is from the early 1800s. So we became a prison in 1862, and that's 2 years before we became a state. We
Wow.
became a state in 1864. We did
Wow.
close in 2012. So people always ask me, why are you so involved? Our family have history here. Our great-grandfather was Matt Penrose. He was a warden here, 1925 to 1935.
Wow.
He started gambling on the property, believe it or not. He decided to bring it out in front of everybody because they were gambling behind everybody's backs and
Yeah.
killing each other. So
Yeah.
that went on for 10 years. And then he did the first legal gas chamber in the world.
So that's it.
Wow.
That's where it started.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And was that the last thing to close in the prison also?
Well, actually, that gas chamber, when my great grandfather had put that up, it was only here for so long because it was leaking. So eventually they tore that down, and those building blocks went into the prison.
Oh,
So all that stone just and that misery went back into the prison. And then they built the other one by the women's.
How many
Okay.
people were put to death at Nevada State Prison?
From what they say is 52. But before this was a prison and it burnt down or jailhouse, people were hung, people were shot, and
Yeah.
those records were destroyed when it burnt
Oh,
down.
yeah.
So there's a lot more death here.
And that's not counting random prisoner death, random
no,
old age death, random sickness.
Lots of
We've
killings.
been working on trying to research as many of those numbers as we can get, and it's in several hundreds,
Mhm.
but there's no definitive information about them. Just because it's some of the suicides that got reported as an illness were sent off to the hospital and then they're pronounced dead on arrival. And there's a lot of those, and it's like, okay, well, I can't justify whether I'm here.
Yeah.
Then
But
there's the prison stabbings that just happened. There was riots that took place. There's a lot of those, and when you're here, we can show you the spots where we know some of them have happened, but we don't even come close to how many actually have.
well, we actually had a CO too have a heart attack. As he walked out to the yard, he fell right there and died. So you have COs that died here, prisoners,
Wow.
women voices, kids' voices. I mean, and I think that comes from when it was a hotel because we were the main place, the hotel between Virginia City, Lake Tahoe, and Carson. So stage ran through here.
And it's an awesome feeling when you go from that front building and you open that door and you first see that courtyard.
I finally
God.
now to go out there and wait when we bring groups out so she can see everybody's face when they hit that doorway.
They go,
I didn't get mine on tape, but Brian was filming his, and Brian's like, "Oh!" He just,
I was right behind him when he did it. It was
yeah. It's
It's jaw dropping.
to a ghost hunting person. It's like perfect. Like this is exactly what I'm looking for. It's like you're putting. Can I get a place that's really old and really scary, and there's barbed wire, and I want to walk immediately into it, and I want my blood to boil? Bang! There it is.
everybody covered. All that.
It's great.
well, you should have seen these guys. They're called Twisted Habit.
Twisted
and when
Habit?
they walked out in the yard, they just went, "Oh my gosh, look at this!" They were like going crazy.
Oh man, I love
It's
it.
thrilling and then intimidating. It's like it's us versus all of this tonight.
And it's a huge difference when you walk out and you look at it in the daytime, and then you do that same walk at night. It's like, oh shit.
Right?
You know what? We have our fair share of being chased around the yard too. So
Did you guys see that on our Facebook? Nevada
No,
State
what happened?
Paranormal? It was about a month ago. I dropped a group off up on the cell house on the 3rd level, and I'm coming down, and I knew something was following me. So as I'm walking towards the culinary and going out to the yard, I swear I saw Chris, and I'm looking, I see this black silhouette, and I'm going, Chris, and he's not answering me, but I'm looking all over, and I'm filming this.
Yeah.
And as I take the corner, you see this haze come across, not once, but twice.
Okay.
I mean, those are little things.
Out of here.
Well, I didn't see it though until I went in and I said, Chris, why didn't you answer me? I said, I felt like something was out there. Was that you? And him and Chris are laughing at me because they can hear me screaming his name.
Yeah.
They're like, uh-oh.
we were laughing with you. You just weren't laughing yet.
No, I wasn't that. But
We both thought it was hilarious though, because you could see from across the yard as soon as her camera came on and her flash came on, you could just see the panic. And both of us standing there like, that should be all right. No.
you
And
guys,
then we start hearing her call us. And I was like, well, so both of us are named Chris. And she was standing there going, Chris. And I was like, well, which one?
you guys, and I don't get that way a lot, but sometimes I feel fear.
It's
Yeah.
a prison. It's a
Well, I've never
Yeah.
never been scratched, never been punched. I can't say that for other people.
I didn't get punched. I got kicked.
oh,
Oh,
wow.
and they pulled his ponytail out.
Oh yeah, they pulled my hat right off and undid my hair.
Wait, what?
Tell me
What?
that story. Tell me
Back
that
it
story.
up.
Which one?
The
Yeah,
bathroom.
pull your hat off. I want to hear
Yeah,
about
So,
that.
okay, so I was in the restroom and
Yeah.
I'm standing there and my
Tell us
hat's
the
pushed
restroom.
back. And,
Oh, I thought you had a buzz cut.
and,
You got a lot of long,
so this
luscious
gets pulled
locks.
out of my hat. And I'm standing there. I'm still going to the restroom. So I'm like, guys, not now. Like, wait 1 minute. Just let me finish.
Yeah.
And I come out and I'm pissed because I'm like,
What?
you guys are not going to believe this. And they're like, what happened to your head? I'm like, I didn't do it.
Nice.
So
Yeah,
they
that's
mess
the
with
first
everybody
time.
around here.
Yeah.
Maybe they like wanted to see your hair. Like,
Right?
Yeah.
because
I
you
don't
think,
think
all right, if
ever
we were
has.
real people and Mandy tells me, you know, he's got a ponytail under that hat, I'd be like, what? I want to see it. So maybe that's what
Yeah, Chris.
happened. Maybe a spirit communicated, no, I want to see this ponytail. Oh, that's awesome.
It was a little awkward for me.
We've had a guy in the restroom. He came running in here to our office, and we were just sitting here, and he's going, I'm
Pants
done.
around his ankles, just staggering. Sorry.
He
Oh,
says
he was-
they
he was
blew
still
in
buttoning
his
up when
ear
he got
while he
here.
was going to the bathroom.
Okay. No.
This guy never investigated in his life, and he
Yeah.
decided to come here for his first one.
We
No.
Sat in the office with us for
Ooh.
I
was
went
done.
easy on him, but at the same time, we still left him up on that third floor.
Oh God!
No.
Of the guys doing
Yes.
the flashlight back
Yeah,
and
that was
forth
those guys.
Oh,
on the
wow.
third level.
My
And then they
God.
come out and they're absolutely horrified, like, what was that? And we're like, it's a prison.
Welcome.
Well, let
And
me
they-
start with this question.
Okay.
Let's talk about the kitchen area and the dining area.
Oh,
That's
Would
always fun.
would you say that's one of the most active locations?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
we're-
but
we're gonna say yes,
it
but
depends on what time.
Okay.
See, they actually have a time structure over there, and during meal times is when it's the busiest in there. So if you're in there at 11 o'clock at night, chances are there's not a whole lot going on in there. But if you're in there at 7 p.m., you're getting messed with.
So the video hasn't come
that.
out. This is exclusive for anyone who's watching. So we're in the room in the dining area. Our recorder, not digital recorder, our camera audio picks up the name George. Very clear. Mandy says, I think I heard someone say George. And I wouldn't have caught it if she hadn't heard it. And I go back and listen, and there it is, really quiet. A voice saying George. And then I trip over a table and fall down. And then I say, what's your name? And then it's almost the exact same voice says George again, right in that dining area. Can you shine any light on that? Is there anyone named George that has contacted you from the prison?
we've had other investigators tell us they've got voices with George.
In the kitchen.
Yes,
Oh,
in the
frequently.
culinary. Yep. Oh yeah. We get the names Harold, Ralph, George.
Bobby.
Who?
Bobby.
Oh, Bobby.
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 Yeah.
Bobby moves around.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
Bobby
he does.
ended up dying. He was a maintenance man. And one of the prisoners picked a lock, got out of his cell, and attacked Bobby and shanked him to death. Very nice guy, but he hangs out around here. He goes all over. He's really, really nice.
So
I
there?
talk like they're alive, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any dark history or traumatic stories connected to the kitchen area?
I would say the riot in 1976
Oh.
when you had Native Americans and the white man.
Oh.
They went and ended up attacking the black guys, 12
Oh
of them.
yeah.
And out of the 12, 2 died, which was Ralph and Harold. The others were very badly hurt, but the Native American and white guys decided to go after them just because of their color. And back in 1976, you had a lot of that problem
Yeah.
going on. So later on, the culinary, we didn't have the cages that we have. That's how they separated the race later on.
Oh.
Right.
Oh.
Right down the middle there.
Yep.
Right,
Wow.
right.
Oh.
So they would separate, from
Yeah.
ever Indians or even, we had guys here with Wiccan, Catholic, also Native Americans. They would separate them.
Wow.
At
So-
that time, how many people do you think were in the prison?
In the prison back then.
During
Right.
the
Yeah.
riot, the population was close to 800.
And is that over capacity probably?
Well, that's both cell houses, and that's including a couple of the complexes that are kind of up the hill.
Yeah, upper yard.
So, and those
Oh,
upper
that.
those buildings housed up to 100 people in them.
And that's
Oh, wow.
behind him, the picture.
Where
Yeah.
Yeah, the upper.
are you looking things?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was built in 1985, the upper
Okay.
yard, because the prison started getting so full.
And those places are scary and should be open soon, right?
Yeah, for you guys.
We'll work on it.
Good. If you can get one open and just lock us in all night in one, and we'll each pick a cell and we'll
As
each
fun
stay
as it would be for me to watch,
there.
it's not really the best way for you guys to do things up there,
There's the
because I
bad
will have to
spirit.
carry you down the hill after that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right.
And I believe you guys after being to Nevada State Prison.
Well, see, I left somebody in one of those cells
Listen to
one
this.
night, and this guy, he was in the Pitney cell, which is where Pitney had killed himself with a heroin overdose.
Oh.
He's the one that his mother too.
Yeah,
After she died
yeah, I wasn't gonna get graphic about
for
it.
2 weeks.
Oh my
My boy
God.
had some mommy issues. This guy decided to call him out and ask him to show him how he died.
Oh.
And I got to stand there and watch this guy for the next 15 minutes while he was basically getting to live through a heroin overdose.
Yeah.
Oh
Wow.
man.
It's
Yeah.
like, and I stood there and we're standing outside. And he's like, "Dude, what the hell happened?" I was like, "You got what you asked for."
Yeah.
I mean,
Unbelievable.
Holy
it's dark
shit.
up there, you guys. There's another place where one of the inmates hung himself. And we have
I think you showed me that when
Yeah,
we went back there.
hear like the rope tightening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Twice.
that didn't just show up on his recorder. It showed up on
Oh, chills.
and
Oh
it
my
showed
God.
up on one of the girl that was in there with them. She was like, "What is this noise in the back of my?" And we all had it on our recorders, and I was like, I didn't
Yeah.
hear it at the time. I don't think any of us heard it at the time.
But you heard it tightening. Like,
Oh.
And then
Holy
there's
shit.
a guy named Paul from the Bay Area. He was a retired cop.
Paul asks for
He
it.
asked for it. And
He's a provoker.
Chinese, Japanese.
He
I think he's
is.
Japanese.
I think he's actually Japanese.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we were talking about some of the food recipes from.
But he went up there saying, "Hey, I hear you don't like my kind of people. So what are you gonna do?" And he started threatening them.
Oh.
You know what they did? They took him down. He had to carry him out.
Yeah.
What?
And he had bruises
Oh,
on
this
his
dude,
stomach.
when I got in there, because nobody else was moving. Like, there's 5 other people in there. There's one dude who has an SLS camera, and it was
Yeah.
the first time I'd ever seen one. So I see all these people around this guy, like, throwing punches and stuff, and I'm like, are we gonna not?
And this guy's going over.
So I just picked him up.
So
and
you saw SLS figures literally
Oh, yeah.
pounding this guy.
punching him. Not one,
Oh my God.
3 of them. And
3
I'm
of
just,
them on him.
see, this is when I first started here, so I didn't know what was going on. I'm like, what do you guys do? And everybody tells me that I couldn't move. I'm like, Well, you should have.
I've never heard of that. That is
Oh
awesome.
my
I mean,
But you
not
guys-
awesome, but you know.
And we do all the cleaning. Okay, so we keep this bottom half really clean because we have day tours, and the paranormal is the reason why it's so clean. We have to go in the upper yard and clean it.
Oh yeah.
And the doors have been open because of the winds, but we're gonna put latches on them.
Joe and I have a plan.
Yeah, we have a plan.
Okay.
It involve power tools that don't exist yet.
Oh, hey, I got some tools. Next time we come out, well, maybe we'll work something out. We'll put some bolts on.
I
some
just want to come up for the weekend and help you guys clean things up. Like, if you guys have like a cleanup weekend.
We have a cleanup week.
Yeah.
It just
Oh.
depends. We just show up, start weeding, cleaning the cells. And I told you guys we've been finding rocks in the women's.
Oh yeah, your collection is
Can
right
you-
there.
Oh,
Yeah, and what
That women's section.
is
Okay.
that's where the blob is.
That's where the blob is.
well, before we move on, I
Aliens.
want to talk about that back room. If you go straight back to the first doors, you go to the right. There's a big empty room.
Oh, the culinary in the storage room?
Yes.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Does the name Charlie mean anything to you?
I've heard it a couple times.
We've heard people saying Charlie comes up. In the
Mandy,
But see, that
Do you-
storage room, we get long lists of names coming through all at once whenever somebody has an obelisk. Like, they'll get like 7 or 8 names all at once.
Mhm.
It's almost like
Wow.
somebody asking for their friends.
Oh wow.
what is this? We got a cool question. Has any of these sightings have malevolent feelings aside from ghost prison beef being settled in the afterlife? Has there been anything goes beyond into more evil? Like, yeah, that's a good question. Thanks, Chris.
Okay, well, this is the thing, you guys, you know, and I've stuck to my word on this. Who are we to judge the dead, right?
Yeah.
Who are we to say there's demon devils? I mean, yeah, there's some bad spirits here, but we've never, ever had anything bad happen. I've had a couple times where recorders, they'll say demon. So I'll say, okay, stop right here. If you say demon again, we're done. And they don't mention that again. But I think you bring in your own demons to places. I think if you come
We've seen
here,
that.
we have got to give them the space and let them tell their stories. They were bad in life, but who are we to judge them in the afterlife?
Mandy, do you want me to tell the tale of the kitchen, or would you like to tell the tale?
Hell,
I mean, you're the one who watched it. I was in trance. First off, I just want to say, as somebody who sees demons, I did not see any demons when I was there. I didn't get that
but you
feeling
did,
at all.
didn't you see an alien?
I did see an alien, and that was just.
We have 2 of them here.
And
is that
that's
my-
what
walking down the stairs behind me?
that was the one that was standing right behind you, and I was like,
Yeah.
"There's something," and you're like, "I could feel it."
Yeah, no, we've crossed paths a few times since.
You saw the picture of them in the
Yes.
I saw that picture. That's
Is that
unbelievable. That's
crazy?
amazing.
And there's an alien in the culinary.
Is there?
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you think
Interesting.
these are aliens, or do you think these are shapes that people, spirits, are choosing to form
No.
as?
I believe in aliens.
They're aliens.
I-
See, these ones haven't been behaving like some of the ones that we normally see. Like a lot of the entities that we see, especially if you're in the cell house,
Yeah.
they're just happy to have a visitor. They want somebody to sit and talk with. These things, they kind of
Pop up.
they pop up and they kind of interact with us as though they don't know what we are.
There is
Oh.
something going on at this prison. I am convinced to my core there is some sort of link that's happening. And when I saw I've never seen an alien at a paranormal location before. And when I saw it, I was like, my people are here. What the fuck is happening?
Oh yeah,
You
I
know?
saw your face. I remember that look, and I'm like, oh shit.
And
Please
then-
don't.
And then I showed you
I
the
was like, not
picture.
now.
And you said that's what you saw behind Chris.
Yeah.
That
Do you
alien.
think
Clear
these
as day.
aliens are alive, or do you think they can somehow access the paranormal spiritual realm?
I think we have 2 portals on the property.
I was going to tell you there's 2 portals on the property. 100% too.
You guys, we sit under a spring.
Yeah.
And of course, Warm Springs is right to the left of us. There's a huge pond, but where we're sitting right now, the water's under us. Where we
Okay.
actually
Flowing water.
Oh,
that
yeah.
does it? Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, but it's weird, you guys. Like I was saying, when the aliens show up, these show up.
Oh, the rocks.
I put dates on them when we find them. We take pictures.
The rocks from outside show up inside.
Inside, in the women's.
And see, they're not like, it's not like
That's
pieces
the
of the
third
wall
one.
crumbled off. These are dirty.
These, yeah.
They don't fit anywhere like a puzzle piece.
No.
But
They
they're
don't
like,
belong
there's
there.
like dirt on them and like little bits of dust on them, as though somebody just picked it up from outside and just dropped it off inside the building.
So I think when the portal opens,
Oh.
someone brings it in, and we just cleaned it, so we know there's nothing in there. So we show up the next day. This was the first rock, 2122. Then we showed up on the next day, 2222. Then
What the fuck?
on 228.
Oh, that one.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but this one was sitting in the cell.
Wasn't.
And
Yeah.
that makes sense. And those were found on that third level, right?
No, on the women's.
The women's.
The
The
women's section. Okay.
Right, you know how
Sorry.
the women's cell, and then you have that hallway. That's where
Yeah.
the portal is. These two were found there, and this one was found in the women's cell.
Inside. Okay.
And you guys, there's no reason these should be there. So
No.
every time we catch them, we'll take pictures, and
That's insane.
it's crazy.
So I'm gonna rewind. We're in that back room.
Oh, the back room.
We're in that back room. This is pretty crazy. I've never worked with a medium as close as I've worked with Mandy now, because she's fully part of our team. We're starting to really embrace her abilities, and we're starting to sort of see how valuable she is. She starts talking about they really want me to go into trance. And this was like a scene out of Ghostbusters. She says, there's someone here. He says he's a murderer and he wants to take control of my body. And Brian says, that sounds bad. And I go, I agree with Ray on this one. Don't let a murderer into your body. And then Mandy, who just told me she does not remember saying, it's too late. So Mandy told me she
People do that.
let someone named Charlie into her body. You sort of sat and looked like you wanted to scream for a minute, and then you said, he's gone. He murdered a lot of people and he liked it. That's pretty much what you said. And it was very intense in that room.
Okay, you guys have got to remember this land before it was a prison, being the hotel. You have to remember there were people just murdered, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
We don't know names. Just because he's in the culinary doesn't mean he was a prisoner. It could be from the land. So
Yeah.
we have gotten the name Charlie.
You know, I've been researching the ones that were listed as serial killers. I have yet to actually go and look up any of the mass murderers, because there were 20 of them in the history here.
Yeah,
Well-
it was Charles or Charlie, and
Charles.
it was very specific to stabbing and
yeah.
that kind of energy, if I remember correctly.
And I've never seen your demeanor the way it was when you responded as Charles.
You guys, they've done that. I'm telling you, Tammy and her
She's still
boyfriend
hiding over there,
Jason.
but she is here.
We were on the 3rd level, and I dropped him off to investigate in the middle of the 3rd level cell. I went on the other side, and something told me, get out of here. So I walked back around. That's when I had the panic again.
Describe that feeling, because that's
I felt like somebody was gonna
you weren't scared, but
attack me.
you were in the wrong place.
Oh yeah. And when he said, get out, get away from me. I went around. I said, Tammy, Jason, can I stand over here with you? And they said, yeah. She said, yeah, Jason's doing a spirit box. So he had headphones on. And I walked up and you hear, bitch, fucking bitch. And
Through the
then
headphones.
he jumps out of his seat. And we said, Tammy goes, why'd you call her a bitch? Fuck. He goes, I didn't say that. She goes, listen, on the recorder, he goes, no, I had someone laughing in the earphones at me.
Oh my
Like,
God.
oh. So whatever pushed me around was going to show us what they were going, how he was going to react with Jason.
Wow.
He went into Jason. Jason doesn't remember any of that.
Wow.
So that happens, Mandy.
Yeah, no, and I mean, I am a trance medium, but I've never been at a location where like they were like willing and ready to jump in at any point. I mean, it's wild.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
let's talk about
What?
the execution chamber. Um,
Story.
who do you think had the worst experience there? Me?
Yeah, you cried.
I did cry.
You started crying.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what though? I have to say, everybody that has an experience in there, they walk away either saying it's too sad, you know, they're telling their stories. Carol Cole's in there.
Oh.
Yes.
But tell you what, you guys, I think.
Yes, I cried.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Just
well, one, if we went in there, I started coughing. And even through our tour, if you remember, the second half of our tour, I was still coughing and coughing. When we went back up, Mandy, I start coughing and coughing like I can't breathe. And so then we're communicating, and I've got like the glass. I'm leaning on the glass like a hockey player. Like I have my hands on the glass and I'm looking at the table and I'm like just talking to you, communicate with you. You know, I can see the table very clear. I'm not really picking up my own reflection at this point, and I'm just show me you're here. I don't remember. I wasn't really even provoking or anything like that.
No.
But next thing I know, forehead to forehead with me is another person on the other side of that glass.
Mhm.
And the best way I could describe him, if you know who David Lynch is, the director, he's very skinny with big hair. He was very skinny with big hair. I have a special effects makeup degree, so stage makeup is very highlighted, deep. He looked stage makeup with almost a purple, and his hair looked white, and like if I hit it, powder would have come off it. And he was forehead to forehead with me, eye to eye with me. And what did I yell? I don't want to see this, or I didn't want to see that. I
Yeah.
don't want to see this. I just went back. I went against the wall. I didn't want to see that. I kept closing my eyes and I was still seeing it.
Can I ask you something?
Yes.
Was it this guy?
It looks. Wait, that's dark eyes, kind of a curly top,
Yep.
Like
kind of a white collar, right?
Yep.
That looks pretty much like it.
Somebody caught him in there. Can you guys see that?
Yeah, you can
Oh,
see
that's
the hair.
Yeah.
The white hair.
The white
The white hair.
hair.
The white hair was. I
Yeah.
see the white hair. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Somebody caught him when they were taking pictures in the death chamber. They didn't see that until they looked at their photo, and he showed up.
But
I'll send it
I
to
instantly just screamed, and I didn't expect to see it, and I
Me?
pushed against the wall, and it was like
Oh.
I started tears started coming out of my eye, and I was like, "Oh my god!" I was nose to nose, like I made eye contact this far away with something. Wow. And I'm not a medium.
He was
So-
trying to.
He was trying, yeah, he was trying to talk to you. And did you think he was evil or a demon?
I think I felt he was trying to get a jolt out of me.
Oh, yeah. Well, you asked for it, didn't you?
Yeah.
Gee, one
Yeah.
of our guys here decided to play a joke on someone.
No, no.
Oh,
Heard
what?
that.
But
I'll
he
send that.
definitely was. He was doing what I was doing. He's leaning his head on the glass.
Well, they've definitely been copying us a lot lately.
Oh wow.
Like I've got EVPs where I'm talking to myself, but I'm not actually speaking.
Yeah.
Oh,
What?
oh, sorry. I don't know. We can't really talk about it, but we caught something on camera audio that sounds like your voice, but it's not you talking. It's somebody else talking, but it mimics your voice.
We have
With-
that all
With
the
Brian.
Yes, the
Sounds
footage
like
that you
I'm
sent
talking,
me.
but I'm not.
The staying here for a while or staying here for a minute
Oh yeah.
in the gas chamber.
You guys, they do that to us all the
Yes. All right. So it's during the tour when you
During the
and
tour.
Brian and Mandy are walking. I don't think it is his voice.
No, so
Because-
it has a similar quality to your voice.
We get
Almost
so
as if
excited.
it's I know, almost as if it's mimicking your voice, but you were trying to usher us to the next part, to show us the next part, and you hear what sounds like your voice say, staying here for a minute. Really loud, very clear. But it's not you because you're saying, okay, over here we have like,
Who, me or Chris?
oh no,
Chris.
Chris, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it like doesn't make sense that like you wouldn't be
Yeah.
telling us to stay here while
He's on
also
a few recordings now.
You
Oh
guys,
my
they make
god.
us all the time.
That
Yeah.
looks. That looks. That's like, and that's the chamber too. Jesus.
Yes. Yep. There you go.
anytime you have an experience at the prison, she's got a picture to like corroborate your experience.
Yeah,
got-
like
It's crazy because I'll hear them say, turn around, take a picture. And every time I do, I catch something.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're a medium. They're like,
Well, they follow
Talking to
her
you.
around.
yeah.
because the one you're talking about though, Brian is still talking, and a voice sort of like staying here for a minute comes in, and about the 4 you start saying, you guys come this way, so you start talking before it's done.
Yeah, we've got a really good one where I didn't even hear it. We're walking up the stairs, and you hear me mumbling some nonsense to myself, which is not out of character at all. But you can hear Susan going, "Chris, is that you?" And I'm like,
Are you
"Not-
whispering?
No."
Oh,
And it was his voice.
But then when I play it back, I was like, "Hey, that does sound like me."
Yeah.
Wow.
that's
There's so
incredible.
much activity, you guys.
So what are some of the worst or best experiences people have had in the gas chamber?
Well,
I can I can tell you 50 bad experiences people have.
Yeah, I got 52.
you guys, we've even had people on day tours.
Oh, those poor days.
She had to walk out because she couldn't stop choking.
I when you
That's-
see
yeah.
our show, I'm coughing so much. Maybe I won't leave them. I try to edit around them a little right now, but I'm really like
the last
like
tours that I
gagging.
had a suite behind. We had a couple people that I now know from like just meeting them locally. They were like mediums, and this is on a day tour. So this is like Sunday morning, 11 o'clock in the morning. We're in there. All 3 of them started choking.
Yeah.
And actually, their incident when they started choking is what got me to meet Susan in the first place.
Oh.
Oh wow.
I have to ask a lot of questions. I'm like, why?
I said, you need to come join us.
Because see, they were the way they were
Yeah.
describing what they were smelling. They were describing what I remember from when I was in the gas chamber when I was in the Army as CS gas,
Whoa.
which is a modified version of what they use with cyanide gas. It has the same smell to it.
Mhm.
So if people were able to actually
Interesting.
smell something that I can remember and identify, I was like, I have questions. And then Susan's like, I have answers.
Come join us.
Wow.
I love it. I love it.
You're asking what's the worst.
least in there.
You know, when they panic me, for me,
Mhm.
and they don't do that all the time, but if I get scared, I think I've got something protecting me, telling me to get out of the way because something is coming.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got evidence of every time I get scared.
Well, it's like that night we were in the last night cells, and something kept grabbing your leg.
And
Like,
then
we were actually in the death chamber in the viewing room, and then Susan's like, something's calling me over to the cells. We should go check out the cells.
The cell's right behind it.
So we go into those
Last
two
night.
cells, and
To
something
let the people know these are the cells that people are waiting to be executed in.
right.
So if you're in that cell,
The last night on
your
Earth.
number's up.
Yeah. So it's if
Two
you were
cells.
standing inside of the death chamber looking at the bed, if you could see through that big steel door, it's right behind there.
Oh,
I mean, it's 10 steps away from the actual chamber itself.
Yeah.
but I was going to
Yeah.
Those rooms are dark.
Yeah.
They are darker than the rest of the prison, which
Well,
is
even when the
extremely
blind-
dark.
Up, it's still dark in there.
Yeah.
but I got touched and then we did a recording in there and we
Yeah.
get somebody laughing at us.
Oh yeah, she thought we were hilarious.
Yeah, a woman's voice.
It's the only time
Oh.
I actually listened to any of our audio or watched any of our videos that I had to actually get up and leave the room.
Oh shit.
I was like, that's the first time they laughed at a dad joke. I was like, I'm out. No.
We had 3 recorders going and 2 of them picked up her laughing. And I'm talking and my recorder did not pick her voice up. Her laughing.
Ooh.
It was crazy.
Well, I got to get out after my first question in the gas chamber. I get a get out, and it's not on this recorder, and it's not on Mandy's camera, and it's not on Brian's camera, and it was just on my camera. So, like when you're editing, you've got all 3 stacked, and you can silence each one. And I was watching it, and I eliminated their footage. It's not on their footage. It's like you said, very spitty. Get out, like, and then I'm like re-listening to the EVP, and it's not on the EVP. It's just on the video camera.
And that's what they do. They select who they want to hear this.
It's largely because I think they just have to pick someone to mess with.
Well, and at that time, we tell
Yeah.
everybody about between 11 and midnight. You guys, there's no witching here. After midnight, these spirits are done. We're in
Yeah.
their world. So by 11:30, lights out. And we tell everybody, you're going to get out, F you, we're done. And everybody goes, yeah, right. Well, let me tell you, like you guys,
It's consistent.
you come back up to me and say, listen.
We got Get Out. I listened to it, got Get Out, played it again. Who told me to get out? I did. And then I go, why do you want me to leave? Get out. Like, it was like EVP.
Well,
EVP,
and leading up to
EVP.
that too, from the medium side of that, I was sitting in the cell and I was like, oh, like I was sitting on the bed and somebody sat down next to me and I was
This
like,
is 3rd floor cell all
Yeah.
the way to this side.
and it was like oh, I'm intruding now because at this point it was like 11:30 and I was like, I'm sorry. I just felt like I needed to get up off the bed and walk out. So I got up off the bed, I walked out, I turned around and clear as day, there is a man standing there staring at me from inside the cell. And I was like, holy shit, because it was like, there he is. He wants me out of his cell. And then we started getting the get outs. And I was like, okay, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
So it was cool.
So, and you guys, other than our spirits, I've told you guys about, I call it the blob.
Yes.
Everybody says, why don't you give it a name or why do you just call it the blob? Well, first of all, we don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Mandy and I have been talking about it,
Yeah.
but it follows me. Chris and I will catch it in the yard. It shows up. I've seen it in the yard thinking it was Chris.
And that yard is dark.
Raccoon.
You should be able to see because of the moon, but you can't.
Do you guys want to see? Should we show them the clip? Do you want to see the clip?
Yeah.
Are we allowed to show the clip?
Yes. You want me to send it to you?
You can send it to me.
Okay.
I mean, you can show it on the screen if you want. I don't really know how to.
Okay.
I'm not that tech savvy to whip it up on the.
But let me you guys. This is how it shows up usually to people. Do you see that black thing?
There it is.
Yeah.
Where's your? There it is.
Oh.
That's how it shows up.
Mm-hmm.
It breaks up like mercury. So
Well, we
I
were
took-
noticing quickly in the night. I'd sit there and go, guys, why are we not leaving arm's length of each other? And we never act like that. We're always
the
wandering
blob.
off. And then it was like, even with our IR lights, we would shine them down hallways and it wouldn't illuminate the hallway. And then you'd turn around and you'd go back and you'd see all the way to the end of the place. So what was stopping the light?
yeah, it's the blob. We
The
We
blob.
definitely felt it.
Hey, you guys ready?
He's
All
fine.
right. This
Okay,
is a
we're
world
gonna go over
premiere.
Now, you have to remember, I'm in the women's. Let's see if it shows up. But it jumps out of my hand. Come on, you can talk to this. Now look behind me as it comes down. Did you see it? Did it show
Unbelievable.
No, no,
One,
I can't.
I can't.
one, that green flashing orb off your hand is amazing. to
That's
start.
crazy.
Really?
First off, yeah.
You guys-
It's the size of a grapefruit.
Do you want to
coming
see what
off
it
you.
looks like as a still photo?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So I took a still photo of it. It's a hand.
Ah,
Do you see
It's-
it?
Yeah.
holy.
Now,
It's
You
got
guys-
like fingers.
yes.
Ah.
And there's
look at those
stuff in
fingers.
the orb.
Yes.
Oh my
There's
you
god.
lines. There's lines in the orb. Like you can see the little claw of it.
So when I stood there holding the spirit box,
Love
I was like just memorize. I'm just sitting there memorized, just looking at it. And when it jumped out, did this and climbed behind me. And then my friend said, okay, let's move on. So we left. I didn't
would-
see that video till we went home. But I didn't
would-
feel it do this to my hair.
It's like a black oven mitt kind of wave, like a puppet.
Ah,
Now that's the blob. The blob shows up in the cell house. It'll run with me. It'll be on the ground. Like I said, Kristen,
I remember that.
it shows up, and he'll make us follow him. Well, and I call it him. Now we don't know if it's Native American. Is it a skinwalker? Is it a protector of the land? We don't know.
It's so hard to tell.
And
I mean,
that's
it's
the
obviously
third
a shape
floor
shifter.
women's prison section.
Mhm.
That's mainly known as that.
Mhm.
We had some wild times there also, right?
Oh yeah.
Well, I saw the blob with my own eyes during the daytime tour.
Oh, that's when your battery died.
Yeah, and so I was with
It
you,
was the
and
worst possible time.
I know. So it was like, because you heard it too. So remember, I walked in and I was like, I just heard someone say "fucking bitch," and you were like, I heard someone say "bitch" too. And then I look over and I see this like blob thing off to the side of you, and then my battery died, and I was just like, what is happening? Why am I seeing this thing that's just like doing this? You know? And then yeah, go ahead.
And I'm just saying, you as a medium, I've been told by other mediums, it's curious about me. It's
Yeah.
wondering why I'm always here.
Mm-hmm.
But it can't touch me because of my protection I have.
Yeah. No,
Would you say
it's
In general, groups that are coming there, it's getting more and more and more active.
You know what? What do you think? That's a
Yes
hard
and no.
Yeah.
Like more it's investigated, more are they coming out.
There are nights that we will have a whole lot of investigators here, and they act like they've seen nothing.
Oh.
And then there's other nights where it's just everything's crazy in here.
But you guys, we don't over investigate the prison.
Okay.
And
good.
that's a problem with other places. We'll do maybe 3 a month.
Okay.
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 We're not gonna do it every night. That's not fair to the spirits.
That's a little rough on us too.
Yeah, rough on us.
yeah.
But we want you guys to have a good time. We want these spirits to show up, even though people say, "Hey, we didn't feel like much here,"
Yeah,
but
see,
then they call us and say, "Oh
Well,
my God."
you guys even felt like something ran down the hallway at you when you
Oh,
guys
yeah.
were at the
All the
end
time.
of that hallway, right, Mandy?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Man,
saw the blob.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
It
was
was at the
terrifying.
Yeah.
Because
Sorry, I was
it.
closing up the doors that night, and I was trying to act like I wasn't watching anything at all.
Yeah.
You're like.
No, we're not doing this. I'm closing the doors. Just stop it. Just knock it off, guys.
But
Not
man,
happening.
standing down there, and you could see him moving.
Yeah, you could.
Coming
He was
towards us.
tall.
Yeah.
It was
And
almost,
it was like running.
if I
towards
remember,
us,
Brian was
floating.
on one end, you guys were on the other, and you couldn't see each other,
No.
right?
No.
Oh, was this when you guys were in the women's cells?
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
I was out in the hallway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the first time I got face to face with
The
that
block.
guy.
Really?
That guy. Who do you consider that guy?
You guys asking like, Chris, are you out there? And I'm like, not now.
So
Like,
we approached him.
I was just standing where the
Wait, how did I not know about this?
because I didn't really feel like speaking about the fact that I was face
Oh
to
my
face
god.
twice my size.
Nice.
Okay, hold on, but this is good though. I know it's hard to talk about, but it's good confirmation for me and Susan because
Y'all were saying something big was walking down the hall, and Brian was at the end of the hall going, Where? And you were like, it's in the hall. And you guys didn't seem to see Brian, and Brian didn't seem to see you because there was darkness between you.
Right.
And see, at that point, I can hear you guys. I heard what was going on, so I kind of moved further down towards that end where it would have come around.
yeah.
All of you were like, I don't see it anymore. I don't see it anymore. And then all of a sudden, I did.
It was right here.
Holy shit. Are you
Wasn't I
kidding?
just turned around and there was just something in my face, and I'm like, oh, hi.
Oh my god.
That was one of those moments where I had to double check and make sure I didn't pee.
Oh my gosh, that is incredible.
Sometimes triple check. That's all I'm saying.
Well, we have an owl, and the dad and I have we've gotten acquainted,
Oh,
and I didn't think I could win that fight, so I just kind of stood there and waited until he left.
Yeah, we've had owls back in
So I had to double check that time too.
Wow.
wow.
But anyway, so the most scariest, I just think there's something here that's not going to allow anybody to get hurt. And that's why we have, like that one guy that ran down here because something blew in his ear. He needed to stay here. If you guys want to see that picture, those are the guys with the flashlight back and forth on the cell house on the third level. And I hear something say, take a picture, take a picture. You can see the guy standing here, but you see something in front. Looking
yeah.
like this.
You know, I've never actually gone frame by frame with that video. So I have a video that I took because I was
We'll send it to you.
doing what I do best, which is making fun of everyone. And they were terrified, and I could tell that they were terrified, and I was also identifying that it was our fault.
Because we told them to go up
She
there.
told them they would get hurt, I told them they get hurt worse, and then we both just left them.
You threw him in the deep end
Bye.
with no
And then she was like,
water wings.
For some investigating, and I was like, oops.
Oops.
But then she stood there, and I was like, we should watch this.
We always tell our kids, go touch them. Go
Yeah.
do something. All of a sudden, they'll show up and say, oh my gosh, we just got touched. And we'll look at each other and go,
Yeah.
that
Did you like
confirms.
it?
Yeah.
That's
So when you
amazing.
guys coming back?
Soon-ish? I don't know.
Soon.
Well,
Oh my gosh, I
you
have
tell
to.
me when.
Yeah, we'll be here.
I'll be heading up that way at least. I've 3 more times this year. I'm going up to Virginia City. So
Well, we're going to Virginia City. We'll be at the Virginia City Paracon in September. You can meet Hollywood paranormal detectives, shake our hands.
Just for that, I'm going to show up.
Do it.
No, we have investigations.
I should be better and know the dates of that.
September
Yeah.
16th through 18th.
To somebody else,
Thank you, Mandy.
a couple of my other friends are coming out for that one.
Oh,
September 16th through 18th. You can meet Hollywood paranormal detectives.
Oh, you
Not-
were
Okay, let's go get there.
out on the wall already.
Mandy, send that picture. What are
Cool.
you waiting
I
for?
know. I'm sorry.
I see our sticker there.
Yep.
Your
That's-
sticker is there.
Yep.
We're also going to go to Vulture City Paracon.
I just have to say, when I try to explain the prison to people, I say, just imagine any and everything that you could possibly experience in a paranormal investigation, you can have all of that one time at the Nevada State Prison. I've never been to a location where I've had every single type of experience possible.
I never get EVPs, and I think we've got a total of 8 from Nevada State Prison. And I never.
Yeah, this place they like to yell at you.
I mean, we have 21 investigations up on YouTube and Paraflix, plus another one to Kia Mill 22. And in all of those, I don't think I have one disembodied voice on my camera with no devices going. And we got 3 to 5 of those just from camera, like it's saying George twice. It's saying whatever the voice said.
Stay in here for a minute.
Stay in here for a minute. The get out that's only on my camera, not on the EVP recorder. I've never picked up so much on. Oh, Mandy, there's one. God, where is it? I'd have to watch the video. There's another one that says something about you getting pushed off your seat.
Yes, in the kitchen. Sorry, I was so excited.
So Mandy sits in the tables on the kitchen. She feels like she's getting pushed. She stands up. We walk around for a second. The Ovilus says crystal seat, which they're very silvery seats. And then we got a voice saying like, that's mine or that's my spot or something.
I literally was sitting in the kitchen and I was like, I could feel myself moving. And I was like, oh, okay. And I got up and I was like, I guess I'm not sitting here anymore. Not tonight.
And when you go into that back room of the kitchen,
What is happening over there?
There's something making
behind
noise back.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Mandy, when you go in that
prison, things happen.
you go in that back room, Mandy, and you stop, and I go, "What's wrong, Mandy?" And you go, "Well, I think someone just told me to get the fuck out." And I go back and I listen on your camera audio. It says, "Get the fuck out." Not an EVP, not a spirit box, not an Ovilus. Your camera's audio picked up, "Get the fuck out." And then you said, I think someone just said, "Get the fuck out."
Nice.
That is
Good.
That is like.
They were just cussing you out all night, weren't they?
So what we're doing
Hey.
is we're finding things that Mandy as a medium can sense and feel and hear, and we are actually validating what she's sensing, feeling, and hearing because we're capturing it.
That's awesome, though.
Thank you to the spirits at Nevada State Prison for being so helpful.
So helpful and cussing us out.
Yes.
Well, did we show you guys what happened in the culinary where you were sitting? This was
No,
Tell the story about this because this
Tell
is
this.
insane.
tell this story.
Do you see
Okay.
that? It's
So
bent.
Chris and I, the other Chris, we were out just checking on the tours because I think we had like 6 different groups that were in the prison at that time, and they were all like 2-3 people groups, and we ran into the ones who were still in the kitchen at the time, and they were a couple of.
Someone says they just saw a white mist behind you guys.
There's something that keeps making noise back here.
Something's pushing on my head.
Yeah, that's just.
Stop it.
It's a haunted prison. What do you want from us? Like it's. There's no giraffes, at least. I mean, so he and I are just out sweeping just to make sure that nobody got hurt, nobody got lost, because we had to find a couple people at that point. And that's always fun because they don't know where they are, we don't know where they are, and we just laugh.
Where are you? I'm
Like,
next to the
we're trying to get
cells.
this place, and that place doesn't exist. Someone made that up. I'm like, what? That's what you're standing at.
So the spoon.
So we go and we show them that the spoon is in there, and these 2 ladies are like, "Oh, that's great." And they're sitting down. They do an EVP session, and I think within 10 minutes we followed another group into the kitchen, and we were like, "Oh, those 2 ladies are probably still in there. We need to go warn these guys that they're trying to do an EVP session." So we walk in there, and the 2 ladies are gone, which it took us another hour and a half to find them after that. And this other group is like, "Wait, you said something about a spoon earlier. Yeah, is it bent?"
And I
Like-
said, no.
No.
And they were freaking out.
Oh yeah, the look of panic in her face when she's like, "Well, how did it get bent?" It's like that. Wait, what?
And I know those two elderly ladies did not. But
No.
this is hard. Someone told me it's like a dimension of time between, and it has nothing about bending the spoon, but it has about time. So I don't know.
Holy shit.
Well, see, then I did my job. I went and I looked at this. So the surfaces you could have bent this on to get that angle would have left tooling marks on it, and there's no tooling marks on it at all.
Nothing. Nobody could bend that with their fingers. This is
Well, I can.
well, yeah. But make that.
There you go.
bend. Yeah.
I have all the equipment for it. I've been building.
Well, yeah, you have equipment.
I could bend it with
Oh my gosh.
So when we were talking about EVPs, this is Brent. And he got over 140 EVPs. He wrote them all up for us.
Wow.
In prison.
Wow.
So we all have to go through here and see if we get Charlie. But I'm sure Charlie's in there
yeah, there's a couple of
too.
Charlies in
Charlie's.
there,
Yeah.
and I think they're all in culinary.
So we have
See?
evidence, you guys.
Well,
Wow. Wow.
hopefully,
That's what makes it fun because we investigate too.
when we're done
That's
with
the
our
best.
our stuff, we'll give you guys a big shout out on the show, and we'll have something that we can show people through our experiences and our episode on Paraflix that will be showing the world what our night at Nevada State Prison was like.
Because I flagged a couple of
Sorry,
episodes you have.
something's touching my leg.
Oh my god.
Somebody's
still something
in
going
here
on in
just touched me.
I think that's our time, but I want to say one thing is that we will come back. Absolutely.
Okay.
When you open that
Oh my
back
gosh.
area, and if that doesn't happen soon enough, we'll probably just come back. We'll
So-
wait till at least wait till next year and just make it part of our annual thing. Just keep
So-
coming.
I'll be
Even if
back.
it's not open up there, you can always go with me and look for raccoons.
That's
Now,
always
if you
fun.
accidentally bring your cameras while we're looking for said raccoon,
Just walking around my digital recorder, while we're looking for
I
raccoons.
mean, all we have to do if we get caught, it's just, hey, we saw something moving. We needed to go check to make sure that things are safe for everybody down here.
We wanted to record the raccoon
Record it.
sounds.
You guys
Make
need
sure.
to get hold of us in September, though.
Okay.
Yes, definitely.
Come on. That's an excuse to go get pizza again.
Come on up,
Only
hang
reason-
out.
Virginia City is the pizza place.
The pizza
I've never been to Virginia City.
What?
Oh.
Wait, what?
I'm
You
an
were like
East
so close when you were here.
Well, I'm an East Coast boy, and I've only lived in California for 13 years,
We're
maybe.
half an hour away. Not even that.
See, I didn't even know I was that close, or I would have gone.
Wow.
I've been like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah. I'm
I love
embarrassed I've never gone, but we're going to spend 3 nights there for the Paracon. We're going to investigate the whole time. I'm going to go live every night in our room in the Silver Queen. Definitely a documentary about our rooms. We got to stay in the Silver Queen, so that'll be
You
great.
should have
Yeah,
gone
for
to
sure.
the miners' cabin.
We get
Mm-hmm.
We know
we
people.
wanted the Silver Queen. I've always wanted to do the Silver Queen.
The miners' cabin. I've heard a lot about it.
I think they'll be running an investigation of the miners' cabin.
Yeah. So they actually do rent that out
yeah, they.
to stay
Mhm.
there. And the food over there is pretty bomb too.
Yeah.
Come on up, show us
I
the
love Virginia
town,
City.
hang
Okay.
out. We'll
Yeah.
love it.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for having us.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Pray hands, pray hands.
And I hope everybody comes here. We're on Facebook. We have Instagram. We would love to hear your comments. Look at our pictures, our
Make
videos.
fun of us. I saw videos where I crash into everything. They're still up though.
if you're a skeptic looking to believe, go to Nevada State Prison. If you're a believer looking for evidence, this is the place to capture it.
1000%.
I want to say thank you for coming on the show. It was great, amazing. We'll be back. I loved being able to relive some of these good and bad experiences. For Hollywood Paranormal Detectives, for Nevada State Prison, for Mandy, for Brian, for Boom, for all of us.
Yay.
I love you guys so much.
Said hi, and we're sorry we missed them.
Good night, world.
I know.